Welcome to our China Stories, a series which explores Chinese culture through the eyes of 5 China experts. They have dedicated their lives to the learning of Chinese history and culture.
There's so much in Chinese history that ordinary people in the West can be interested in and fascinated by, make comparisons and so on.
And have formed a connection with the country through their different disciplines.
I wanted to go and make a series of films that revealed the real soul of China.
In a world where cultural barriers and limited knowledge of China continue to exist.
We'll have huge opportunities, I think, to do cultural exchanges between China and the UK.
They seek to improve the understanding between China and the West.
You realise actually there are many more similarities than there are differences. The problem is it's always the differences that get accentuated.
So I hope that those young people are the new generation of translators.
Join me for the next 5 episodes on our China Stories. This time I visited David Buckley, the chair of the Yehudi Menuhin School. The music school, named after world-famous violinist Yehudi Menuhin, cultivates great musical talent in its pupils and is especially well-reputed in China.
Yehudi was always very passionate about China, and back in 1979 he was the first Western musician to visit China after the end of the Cultural Revolution. He was invited to become an honorary professor of the Beijing Conservatory. Yehudi was a man who loved the culture of China, he loved what China was doing, and he saw the opportunity to develop those sorts of cultural exchanges between China and the UK. And at that time, he personally sourced a small number of Chinese students to come back to the school here in the UK, one of whom is a gentleman called Lu Siqing, who's a very famous violinist in China. So our ties with China have come a long way, and Yehudi then took the school in 1982 for a tour of China, which was extremely successful. And since that time we've had a number of Chinese students from the mainland coming to the school here in the UK every year. And that really is the essence of the school here. We're very much an international school. We have students from all around the world, and that gives us the diversity and the complexity that we have here and makes us successful.
The school contributes a lot to the musical and cultural exchange between China and the UK through numerous music festivals, as well as the development of a new school campus in China.
The school's been involved with an organisation called the China-UK International Music Festival. And this year the festival was entirely online. We put a concert together which was broadcast in the UK and in China as well, very successfully. And within it we had 2 pieces that were transcribed by students of the school. They were Chinese folk songs and again formed part of that concert repertoire. That was a remarkable combination of Western music and Chinese music. So those sorts of organisations promoting music in that kind of way enables audiences over in the UK to see Chinese music as it would normally be set and to hear it as it was intended. I think the other aspect of our ties with China come about because we're now setting up a school in Qingdao, Shandong province. That's going to be really exciting for us. It'll open up in September of next year. With Yehudi's great interest in China and his involvement and the reputation that he had and the reputation that the school has in China, it just became natural as we were looking to expand the school that China should be the first country that we should expand into. We'll have huge opportunities, I think, to do cultural exchanges between China and the UK, and that could take many forms. We could operate summer schools here, we could operate summer schools in Qingdao, we could exchange teaching staff, we could exchange music staff between the 2 schools. The opportunities are endless. And one of the other exciting things about the school in Qingdao is they are building a large concert hall complex which will be for the use of the school but also for public use as well. And we've been having conversations with them about setting up larger summer festivals involving musicians from all over China and all around the world as well. So lots of exciting plans. Currently we've just around 10% of our students here are from the mainland.
Yehudi Menuhin founded the Menuhin International Violin Competition, which remains one of the key events for students of the school to take part in.
Music is a common language, and it doesn't matter whether you're from the UK or you're from India or Africa or the US or China. It's a language that we can all speak and we can all share at any time. And the wonderful thing about the Menuhin Violin Competition is that we bring people in from all around the world to showcase their talents. That enables us to share different cultures, it enables us to compare ideas and thinking and just really see where that talent is coming from. And for the Chinese students, for them to promote what they do and to have the exposure that they really seek. Recently we had 2 of our students. They performed at the 72nd celebrations for Chinese National Day at the embassy. Very large audience, great exposure and an opportunity for us to showcase our music. And they played a piece of Ravel, the Empress Pagoda, which is played on the pentatonic scale, very Chinese sounding, Oriental sounding, and was really well received both by the embassy and also by the audience there too.
David is personally very involved in Chinese music and culture through his Chinese wife and long career history in the country.
I'm married to a Chinese and she's a professional musician and came from Beijing to study the accordion at the Royal Academy of Music and subsequently became an ARAM there, an associate of the Royal Academy, and she's been nominated for a Grammy Award for one of her recordings. So I've got a good understanding of the musical side of things, but also in my executive career I've worked out in China. I was based in Hong Kong for quite a long while and travelled to Beijing, Shanghai and many of the big cities. Obviously having family and ties there, it's just an amazing thing. The most popular Chinese music in the UK tends to be some of the more famous songs that I think are very much embedded into Chinese people from their childhood, so to speak. Some of the more complex Chinese music, Chinese opera for example, is probably less accessible for the Western ear, but is something which is just as fascinating to understand the history about how that has come about and built up over hundreds and thousands of years. But that's really the challenge, I think, to try and spread that word, spread it across and get that greater understanding.